Hey, welcome back to JazzTime. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be talking about the new release from Rolex, the GMT-Master II, not the BLRO, which is the blue and red, but this one is the BLNR 126710 BLNR, otherwise originally known as the Batman with the 116710 BLNR. I'll be going over the case, the dial, bezel, the crown functions, as well as the movement, and the bracelet. I'll be giving my thoughts on these throughout this video. Now, I said that this was sort of a new release, and it certainly is. 100% this is a new release, but it's the rehashing, sort of the new version of what was originally known as the Batman, right? Made about over 5 years ago, let's say. This is early 2021, so this is basically what the Batgirl turned into, but now it is also offered on the Oyster Bracelet, which then makes it the Batman. So what's different? Well, basically just the movement, but I'll be getting there in a moment, because first, let's go over the case. This is the 40mm case diameter from 2 o'clock to 8, also from the 10 to 4. Everything here is basically the same, right? So for anyone who's new to GMT Master IIs, this is pertinent information for them. For those who are experienced with the Rolex GMT Master IIs, this is all basically the same. You have the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the winding crown to ensure waterproofness, water resistance down to 100 meters or 330 feet, same as you would normally expect. We have the glare proof sapphire crystal with scratch resistance. Cyclops lens directly over that date for ease of reading the date. All right, so as you can see on the dial itself, it is rather small, but under that Cyclops lens, nice and large, easy to read. We have this sort of satin brush finishing, as you can see on the front of this case here, on vertical from tops of the lugs to the bottoms of these lugs, excuse me, and with a nice high polish along the sides. Case flanks for that nice sort of signature GMT Master II look. We have this black maxi dial here encircled by this bi-directional rotating ceramic bezel. Now, what is important about this bezel? Well, this bezel actually allows you to set your GMT hand wherever it happens to be, and actually you don't even need to set the GMT hand to understand the time zone, a second time zone wherever you happen to keep track of. More on that in a moment when I go over the crown functions, but basically this bezel rotates either way. It's a ceramic insert, so it can be changed out for, say, the red and blue one if you like, or even the orange and brown one, the root beer 126710 CHNR or 711 CHNR. All right, basically the same exact thing. Now the ceramic allows it to basically stay completely scratchless, or it basically has that same scratch resistance as you would find with the sapphire crystal, so it maintains that nice smooth appearance as well as its coloration. It stays nice and clean. Okay, so looking at this dial here, again, this black maxi dial as found originally on, say, Yachtmasters and even the Submariners, nothing too different there. We have a black, not really a matte, but very a nice high gloss black dial there, with index markers, sort of like these circles for most of the hours, 6 and 9 being the stick markers, 12 being a large triangle, and the date aperture taking up the 3 o'clock position. Has the superlative chronometer official certification printed on every dial. That's more on that later when we go over the movement, but first let's go over the crown functions here. It's basically what you would expect from any GMT Master II. Unwind the crown to the first position. Also, note that it also has that 3 little dots under the crown there for that trip lock waterproofness system. You can see part of it here in that rubber gasket, so you know that you are getting that full 100 meters of water resistance. So at the first position, this allows you to wind the watch. Once you get up to the full power reserve, you will feel that resistance and the damping starting to ramp up. So once you've reached that, you'll know it. Pull out to the next position. You can then move the hour hand independently of all of the other hands, and by extension, the date. As you can see in the aperture, once it moves past midnight, it ticks forward, and you can actually simply move it back to move the date backwards. Nice and easy there. No problem. Okay, now pull the crown out to the final position. Note that it stops and hacks that seconds hand, so you can place the hour hand precisely wherever it needs to go. You can use the chaptering, the marks for the minute hand at the edge, or you can even use the Rolex Rehal there for your minute hand placement. Place it wherever it needs to go. And also, to adjust this GMT hand, actually, you'll want to move this minute hand. So this is actually the first thing that you will want to adjust. And place that GMT hand wherever you want to place it. So say it's 10 p.m. wherever you happen to be. All right, cool. All well and fine. But then now you'll have to set the local time by placing the hour hand wherever it needs to go. Say it's 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. here. All right, and then by extension the date, of course, but let's say it's already the second, so that's fine. All right, now you can then adjust the minute hand precisely, press it all the way back in, screw it tightly against the case to ensure that water resistance. Now, you can also keep track of a third time zone should you so desire, just by simply rotating the bezel. So you already know that when the 0 marker is at 12, that's the sort of base position. That's your second time zone. And then your third time zone, you can simply just rotate it to wherever it needs to go. The blue signifies the blue sky during the day, and the black signifies the night sky, black as night. So then you can just say, okay, it's 9 a.m. wherever, just one time zone over. Okay, no problem. So easy to adjust back to 0. Just line up the arrows at the 12 o'clock position. Nice and easy, no issue there. So that's how you keep track of up to 3 different time zones with this watch. So what allows all of this to work? Well, minus the bezel, of course. The movement, it's on the inside. You can't see it through the case back because you have that added security of the stainless steel case back, as you would expect from Rolex. It is the new movement, 3285, something that is not inherent to the older 116710 BL&R, the Batman, the original Batman. This is the new movement, which, let's be honest, the only difference is that it gives you 70 hours of power reserve, not 48 to 50. All right, so real quick over here, if you're not familiar with the GMT-Master II movements, it features the center hour, minute, and seconds hand with the 24-hour GMT hand all functioning properly. It allows for that second time zone with that independent rapid setting of that hour hand for the instantaneous date setting. You also have the stop seconds for precise time setting, all of which I had just demonstrated with the crown functions. A lot of functionality within just a single knob. The oscillator on the inside is the paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring with the high performance Paraflex shock absorbers. So what does that mean? That means that you can take a few bumps here and there. You can get relatively close to magnets that you typically would on a daily basis, which is not all that common, and if you do, they're pretty weak magnets. So you'll be just fine keeping the movement. The movement will be keeping time just fine. No need to worry about it. The automatic winding happens through the perpetual rotor that's on the inside, bidirectional winding, so you can simply just wind the watch using the crown, put on your wrist, and simply wearing it will allow you, the natural movements of your wrist while wearing it will allow you to wind it to the approximate 70-hour power reserve. That's nearly 3 whole days. So you can just wear this. If you need to put it down on a Friday night, pick it back up on a Monday morning, you literally do not need to wind this watch at all. All right, so long as you pick it up before that third day is up. Now taking a look at the framing here, we have this bracelet, the Oyster Bracelet, 3-piece links across, high polish down the center, satin brush finishing on the outsides, high polish along the edges there for a nice sheen. And this is what makes it the Batman versus the Batgirl, because the Oyster Bracelet is typically considered more masculine in that regard. It has a nice taper down to the Oyster folding safety clasp, the safety being this portion under the crown, so simply lift it from beneath the crown, lift it from the top, unhook it, and there you go. You have the Rolex stamped logo on the inside with the steel little hallmarks there to tell you that you're dealing with steel, of course. All right, and on the inside of this clasp here, we have the Easy Link 5mm extension. So if you happen to have this sized perfectly to your wrist, nice and snug, and it becomes a really hot day. Summer's coming up pretty soon, so it's good to know this. Be sure to reach under here, pull it out directly from the clasp, and there you go. Another half link of an Oyster bracelet or an extra Jubilee link, basically the same thing. This gives you an extra 5mm, so if your wrist happens to swell and it starts getting uncomfortable, you can just take it off, pull that out, put it back on, and you're good to go. Once you no longer need it and it's starting to feel a little bit loose because maybe, well, you're more balanced in terms of your water content of your body, you've reached that homeostatic state, then just simply fold it back in on itself, press it back in, clips in nice and neatly, nice and easy. And while we're here, I can try it on, give you my thoughts as to how it wears on the wrist. Now, again, this is a 40mm diameter watch. I have to wear it a little bit higher on my wrist if I want to wear it, you know, closer to snug, but okay, so with full links, where I would typically wear it, there's plenty of space there, but on my wrist, 40mm is kind of big because I'm not getting a whole lot of bracelet on the 12 o'clock, more on the 6 o'clock, depending on how you tilt it, but basically straightforward, there's not a whole lot of space there, so it's all dial, and certainly that's not a bad thing because, you know, you do want that readability, you want to have that bezel nice and easy to read, nice and easy to see, easily noticeable, easily usable as well. Taking a look down the arm here, we have a little bit of space underneath these lugs. Again, I have a 7-inch wrist or 18cm circumference, so I do have a little bit of overhang. These lugs don't really point downward all that much, but if you have a larger wrist, this won't be an issue. Not that it's an issue for me at all anyway, because I do like having a little bit of breathing room underneath my lugs here. Nothing to complain about. In fact, this is more a benefit than a con, okay? Overall, very nice sense of balance here when it comes to the weight. If I wear it a bit higher on my wrist, a little bit more snug. All right, a little bit more weight in the case, less so in the bracelet. And if you were to size this smaller, you would certainly have less weight in the bracelet. So in the case would therefore become a little bit heavier in comparison, but otherwise it's not that bad because it is just steel, it's not gold. So the benefit of having steel then for a watch like this is you can simply wear it every day. It's a lot stronger than gold. Gold tends to bend, and it just has this chance to just get scratches so much more easily, whereas steel, much more resilient, much more firm, and just stronger in that aspect. It's something that you can wear every day, and it's something that, you know, doesn't look like, hey, rob me, you know. So why would you get one of these? Well, certainly if you want to get the Batman but didn't have a chance to, you can certainly get one now through us as well at jazztime.com. It's fully available now, new release as of 2021. And, you know, if you want that more sportier look, certainly you have that with the Oyster bracelet. If you want the more comfortable, more luxurious, generally better in presentation look, you can still get the Jubilee bracelet as well, 126710 BLNR. There's literally nothing changed from, you know, the previous iteration. Just what is now offered is the Oyster bracelet for the GMT-Master IIs. You can't swap this out with, you know, say your old GMT-Master bracelets because they simply won't fit. But on the newer generations, they're interchangeable. So if you have a Batgirl 126710 BLNR with the Jubilee bracelet, you can still just order the Oyster bracelet through us. We can get it for you, nice and easy. You can just switch it out and just get your own, like, sort of makeshift new style Batman. It's literally the same thing. I've already tested this with the Pepsi, the BLRO version, and I have a separate video on that up on YouTube as well, so you can see that here. Subscribe if you haven't seen that, or if it hasn't gone up yet, you can subscribe and see it when it does. Anyway, that's it for me here. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave us a comment down below. Would you prefer this one, or say the root beer, or maybe even the Pepsi? In functionality, they're all the same. It's all in the presentation, however. This one, a bit subtle when it comes to the blue and the black, but I believe the subtlety here is the key. It's more incognito, maybe something you could wear to just really very subtly assert yourself at your next meeting. Anyway, what would you prefer when it comes to bezel? Does it really matter to you, or does the bracelet matter to you? Who knows? Let us know down in the comments below, and be sure to check out our website, jazztime.com. Links in the description below if you want to purchase it, buy it, and buy one for yourself, or even just get the Oyster Bracelet. That's fine too. Visit our site, jazztime.com. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.